Welcome, guys. R+R Show here. Executive Chef Russell LaCasce, Ronen Aviram, GM of the Hotel Valley Ho. We're back cooking an amazing meal today.
Let's do it.
We're cooking a pan-seared Petaluma chicken breast with green chili grits, a little tomato jam, a little pan sauce, and some great grits, like I said, pearl onions. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching us. We're excited to have this here. So we kind of got a lot of steps here. We're gonna get right into the cooking.
Yep. I think you've got some fun food for us. I want just to explain to people the R+R Show. It's a little Ronen and Russell show. We're here to teach you about some of the fun stuff that we do in ZuZu. Russell has an awesome menu, always changing, but have a few staples, and we're gonna showcase one of those today. One of the great things about Russell is that he likes to teach people about cooking. So I'm always in the kitchen with him, playing around and chatting about food, as I have a great passion for food. Luckily, he's patient. He's got patience for me, but I see him also teaching his staff, and I think they really love the fact that you'll sit there on the line and break down the different ingredients and why you use them and how you get why you put these ingredients as you're putting your menu together. So
100%.
I think we're now able to kind of bring this, your skill set and my great looks into your kitchen at home. So if you are wanting to get Russell and I, the R+R Show, into your kitchen, whether you live locally, come on by. We'll put some ingredients together for you and you can pick them up. And then we'll show you how to make them. Otherwise, if you live anywhere else, just let us know. We can give you those lists of ingredients. You can get them pretty much at any grocery store back home. And then we'll film a little episode for you about how to make something that's either on the ZuZu menu or if it's something specific that you want. We'll do it for you. So let's get started with
Perfect.
your chicken.
Perfect. Ronen, I'm gonna have you start by taking all these beautiful chilies here. We're gonna be basically making like a chunky green chili salsa.
Got it?
Anaheim peppers, poblano peppers, jalapenos, tomatillos, and green onion. We are literally just gonna kind of clean this up, rough chop it, get all the seeds and stems off of the peppers, and toss a little oil, salt, pepper, and right into the oven.
Got it. I'll do that.
On my side of things, I'm gonna get two different sauces working. I'm gonna get our grits going, and I'm gonna get our tomato jam working on the side here as well. All right. First things first, I'm gonna get the tomato jam going. So we've got some beautiful vine-ripe tomatoes here. You can use any tomato. It doesn't really matter. One great thing about this little jam here is we use a lot of the scraps of the tomatoes. We go through a ton of tomatoes here between our burgers and our different sandwiches and things. So we actually just save all the butt ends and all the scrap ends and things, and I'm just rough quartering these and going right into my pot here. Again, great way to utilize leftover product. It doesn't cost a lot. You can make big batches of this, so kind of let it sit in your fridge, and great with burrata, great with a little cheese plate, great with on a turkey sandwich. So again, a couple little great leftover tips there.
This is one of the items that you can get as well as part of our to-go order.
Yeah.
So if you want to go to hotelvalleyho.com and go to the ZuZu page, you can see all of Russell's really great menu items that are available to go. You can pick them up curbside. You don't even have to get out of your car. Just give us a call, or when you show up on the driveway, the valet guys will let the restaurant know and we'll walk the food right out for you. So hotelvalleyho.com. You can also call us at 480-248-2000. As I plug in all the great things about ZuZu, I think it's just a lot of fun cooking with you, and I appreciate the time and teaching us some of these great menu items. I think that people are always wondering, how can I make this at home? And this is just a cool way for us to teach you to make some of these great menu items.
Yeah, and one of our philosophies with the food here is we're not using ingredients that are hard to find or anything like that. We love to just use things that are at the store, any store. You want to get it up, go to a farmer's market, you can find most of this stuff there. But any store will have this stuff in some way, shape, or form. So approachable food done at a high level and cooked correctly, and that's really our philosophies here. So we've got our tomatoes in the pot here, just rough chopped. A little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of vinegar. This is rice vinegar. You can use sherry vinegar if you'd like. And then we're gonna go into the good amount of sugar. If I can get it out of this thing. Good amount of sugar, and we're actually gonna drizzle some honey in here as well. And we're just gonna let that stew down. You know, you can let this cook on low heat for, you know, a little, you know, a good couple hours, honestly. You really wanna just watch it and make sure it comes out to the right consistency of what you're looking for. Okay, it should be a jam consistency, it shouldn't be liquidy and, you know, too liquidy, right? That's really what you're trying to avoid. Those tomatoes will start releasing a ton of liquid, and then you just need to keep cooking, keep cooking. Okay?
You told me this is just a rough chop because you're actually going to blend it at the end, right?
Yep. All right. Yep. Rough chop. You can go even bigger, chunkier pieces than that. Absolutely. I'm gonna switch spots here. In our second pot, we're gonna cook some grits. Okay. These are fresh grits. These are not instant grits, so these take a while to cook as well. You want to make sure that you follow a pretty standard recipe, which is a quart of water to a cup of fresh white corn grits is what we use. These are from Anson Mills. You can use any grits though. There's some great local companies doing grits, and they sell them at pretty much every store. And then a quarter pound of butter. Okay, so I'm gonna start in with my water first. And I'm actually gonna throw my butter right into that pot as well.
Hey Russ, what's a grit?
What's a grit? Is ground white corn. So you can see these are coarse ground. This is just kind of a dry corn that's been ran through a steel cutter basically. That's milled down, right? It's almost like grinding pepper at that point.
What makes an awesome grit or awesome set of grits? What in your opinion? What do you think?
Butter, a little bit of cheese. To go down south, they like to put maple syrup on theirs. Grits is one of those things that everyone has their own. Everyone has their own things they do and their own little tricks that they like, and the ways to eat it. Now, some people swear by the instant grits, and they're like, I don't know what these are. I like the instant ones. It takes me 3 minutes to cook,
right?
And that's okay too. But we like to use these. Great corn flavor. You can cook these in milk if you want, in little mascarpone cheese and stuff like that. I like to cook water because it really brings out that great corn flavor that you're looking for.
After you make the grits, will they hold? Can you use them as leftovers?
Absolutely.
You can.
Yes. I mean, these are great for breakfast. Throw a couple eggs on top, piece of bacon. They're so versatile. So what we do at the hotel is we'll make big batches of these and we'll lay them into a large pan and let them rest. And then as we go to grab them, we'll just cut a little piece of it out, put it back into a pan, and then reconstitute with a little bit of water and whichever application we're doing for it. So we use these at night and the daytime. Daytime we do, sides of grits for breakfast. And then at night we make more of a green chili grit for this chicken dish that we're making here.
Cool. What would you drink with this dish? Again, it's a bit of a decadent dish. It's got some layers of flavors. And obviously the jam is kind of pretty strong. What would you if you were at home, what would you be drinking?
What would I drink, or what would the professionals tell me to drink?
Both.
I would drink ice cold beer with this dish because I think the green chili and the grits and the jam and everything that's going on, I just love I'm more of a crisp beer guy. But why don't we turn over to PJ, because PJ probably knows some better things than ice cold beer.
He's the expert on the more refined palate. So thank you, PJ. Thanks for sharing with us.
Thanks a lot, Chef Russell. That chicken dish looks amazing, and I'm really excited to pair it with our summer spritz. You think those flavors of grilled chicken, green chili, and goat cheese, all those really wonderful summer flavors, I'm going to pair with peach and lemonade, a little champagne. So we're going to start with the Deep Eddy peach, distilled 10 times in Austin, Texas. Made with real peaches, great flavor, great blank canvas for a cocktail as well. So a little fresh lemonade. I've got some sparkling water. This is locally sourced from Sedona. Woohoo! A little cocktail and a shower. It's okay. And then we're going to top that with a little bit of bubbles. Here comes the celebratory popping sound. Get ready for it. There we go. Happy New Year. Just a little bit on top. Really wake it up, make it alive. Get a beautiful garnish going there. Bring out the color of the peach in there. Okay. Here we go. Get those oils expressed right on top. It's all about the aroma. There we go. Beautiful summer spritz. Cheers.
Thanks, PJ. That looks delicious.
Always delicious from PJ. Back to our grits. Our butter's melting. Our water's coming up to a boil. We're gonna pour our grits in. Okay. Main thing with these, you do not want to go too high in the heat because you will burn them. The other thing you need to do is you need to stir them often, right? The grits, until they start incorporating and cooking, they're gonna settle down at the bottom. So if you don't stir, you're gonna end up with a patty of burnt grits at the bottom and liquid on top, and that is not what you want, right? So watch your heat closely. Watch what you are doing. I'm gonna turn this down to a simmer because that, and I'm gonna stir this off.
Put some oil in that pan for you. Looks like we're ready for the chicken, right?
We're gonna get these chicken breasts in now. These are skin on airline breast out of Petaluma, California. Amazing chicken that we use here. I love the skin. That's my favorite part. Nice hot pan. You can see that thing's nice and hot. Skin down, lay it away from you, just like that. Hit a little salt on that breast side. Perfect. One thing about using a nice large chicken breast like this, get that skin on there and make sure it's sizzling. You want to hear that noise. We're just going to go right into a nice 350 oven for that. And let the oven do the work. Okay? Turn this down just a little. So again, stirring our grits often. Okay, you can already feel a little resistance down at the bottom.
And now you want to roast this. So I'm just going to do some oil, salt, and pepper, and put it on the pan in the oven.
Salt, pepper, right on that sheet pan. We're going to pop it right into our oven. Okay. Grits are cooking. Sometimes you'll notice if they're getting a little thick on you, like I said, you're going to want to cook these for at least an hour. Okay, it's going to take you a minimum of an hour to cook these grits. So if you think they're done, they're probably not. And you really can't overcook them. So if you need to add a drop of water just to keep cooking them, then do that. One great way to check it, chef taught me way back when. Take a scoop, put it in your mouth, and actually chew on the corn. And if it sticks into your teeth, it's not done. Okay, that corn should be tender, it should be soft. If it's sticking in your teeth or it's gritty or grainy at all, it's not done yet. Okay. All right, so we've got our grits going. I've got add a little more water to that just so they have, so they're not burning and getting too thick on us. And we're gonna let those simmer away.
Those in the oven?
Let's go right into the oven with those. Those down right here. Perfect. Okay.
I know PJ talked about something to pair this with. I think you need to know that we have an amazing wine program at ZuZu. And so all of our dinner entrees and some of our great brunch entrees will pair well with some great wine. We've got a great wine storage area, but we also have our Good Crush Wine Club, which we have a membership for. Get you some great benefits, get you access to some of the best wines that maybe you won't find in the local store. If you're out and about at a restaurant, locally, somewhere else, and you find a glass of wine or a bottle of wine that you really love, you can reach out as a member of our wine club, and our wine concierge will source it for you, find it for you, and get you whatever you want. We've got great private events that we do for our wine club. And every month you get a new set of wines that you can pick up as part of being a membership, and that they'll change, and then you get special pricing in ZuZu. So really great opportunity to experience a wine program. Yep, absolutely.
Such a good program and such good deals. Like you were saying, you get into the top tier, you 50% off every bottle of wine you buy at the restaurant, which is, again, pays for itself.
Yep.
Every time. All right, so we've got a couple things in the works. We're kind of letting things cook. Ronen, you want to go ahead and half. These are pearl onions that we've peeled.
Yep.
If you can find them peeled, it's going to save yourself a lot of headache. If you don't, you can always just take a little knife, score them, kind of peel the skins back, just like a normal onion. But if you can find them peeled, it'll definitely save you a little time and a little effort.
Got it. All right.
Also with this dish, we have some toasted pistachios that we're going to finish and garnish with. Just to give a great little kind of contrast and texture into this dish. All right. We're going to pull our chicken. Check on our chickens here. They're not quite there. We're going to let those go for just another minute.
Now, Ross, I know that you're really fit. I don't know what you normally do to keep yourself in such great shape. I heard you've ridden a bike or two before.
I have. I ride miles and miles a day. If you can't tell on my figure, it's a lot of video game riding. Though I don't know if you've ever done any.
It's called Peloton.
The Peloton. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think besides cooking this, which is pretty, tomatoes are healthy, grits are healthy, chicken's healthy.
Yeah.
You mix it up with one of our famous showstopper shakes that we have at ZuZu. I think we're known for not only great food, but a really fun dessert experience. So if you haven't been by, Russell and his pastry team are super talented. They put together this really gigantic, fun experience, very photogenic opportunity to share with your friends and family about one of our showstopper shakes. And then we recently just added another younger sister version to the showstopper.
Yes, so we call it the short stopper.
Short stopper.
And it is a smaller to-go version of the shake. We couldn't really do the big shake to go. It's just such a monstrosity that it really wouldn't work to go. So we decided to throw these kind of smaller versions.
Right.
They're not small by any means, guys. It's just smaller than the big one, right? But great flavors. They change every month. And again, I'm blessed to work around some amazing people in my kitchen.
Your kitchen's fun to be around. Your team's always having fun in the kitchen, creating new things. And if you guys ever know of anyone that wants to, yourself, your family, your group, want to get together and learn how to cook, the R+R Show, Ronen and Russell, will put together a program for you, a really great menu, and we can do a private engagement just to share with you and your close ones. You don't actually have to be with us here in ZuZu. We will bring our show up to you wherever you are and make it fun and interactive and be able to keep yourselves not only entertained with some of our great wit and humor, but teach you a little bit about food. And obviously, you can see that Russ and I have a great time cooking together in the kitchen.
We do. One of the things we laugh about is we both eat probably way too much. Ronen's always poking around in the kitchen, looking for Scooby snacks and everything else. So it's fun to be in an environment where people are just passionate about the same things you are, and we wanted to again get that out to you guys in the R+R Show. So
this has not worked to us. We really have a good time doing this, so I appreciate it.
So I have some cooked grits here, and I want to kind of show the versatility here. So again, I had these cooled grits. I put them in a little pan. You can see that they're much thicker. I added a little drop of water. I'm going to bring those right back up to heat, and they're just as good as if you made them fresh.
Okay.
So don't be afraid to cook a little extra. Save them for your breakfast. Save them for any time of the day, really.
They look delicious.
Delicious.
Super creamy.
Our jam is cooking down. This will take a couple hours to kind of simmer away. We've got some kind of already made stuff here on the side, and you can see the consistency of this. It's almost like chunky marinara meets strawberry jam.
Yep, that's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get our chicken out. Start wrapping this dish up. Oh, green chilies. Okay. Once your green chilies are roasted, you get a nice little char on them. Again, good 20-25 minutes. You can do them on the grill, get that nice hard char as well. We take them, we food process them, or you can just hand chop them on a cutting board. This is kind of what you're left with, is this beautiful kind of green chili chunky salsa. We're actually going to take this and we're going to fold it right into our grits. You can add so much to grits. It's such a great vehicle for anything. I mean, you could throw the tomato jam in there. You could throw bacon. You could throw chorizo and scrambled eggs on top. You could put, make it more of a sweet dish. So it's got maple syrup and roasted figs in there. I mean, it can really go a million different directions. I'm going to take our chicken out. You can see what the skin did there. Beautiful skin. I'm going to set this right on your board, Ronen, just to kind of rest. Again, we're resting our meat. Give that a little bit of time just for those juices. So basically what's happening is all the juice is even. Once it's hot, it's all coming to the center. So if you think about what you're going to do, if I cut this chicken right now, right in half, all that juice is going to run out of it. So you let it rest, all that juice separates back to the rest of the meat. And that's how you're going to keep a beautifully juicy piece of chicken. We've got our pan here. Let's throw our pearl onions into that pan. Again, we're going to use this pan Because you can see it's called fond in cooking, but it's all the little bits down at the bottom from that chicken. And it's all just great flavor.
Looks
That's
like
sitting
real
down in the
fond right there.
Yes, exactly. It's way too much fond right there. We're gonna get those a little roast. Ron, hit me with a little oil in that pan, just to give us a little, yep, there we go. So we're gonna let those come down just a little bit. Right here, I've got a little bit of reduced chicken stock. You can use chicken broth from the store. If you want, if you're one of these people that loves cooking, make your own chicken stock at home. I encourage it. I actually put them in little ice trays at home, and I pop them in the freezer, and I'll pop one out as I need them, and it's a great way to make your house smell like chicken noodle soup all day long.
Leftovers. You got 2 pieces of chicken here.
Yep.
I'm by myself at home and I can't eat both, which will never happen. But let's say I was only eat one. What would you do with it the next day? What would you do with leftovers?
Man, so many. You make quesadillas, make tacos. That's what kind of my go-to with anything leftover meat-wise. Anything folded in a shell and I can kind of eat quickly. That's my go-to. But man, you can heat that back up, throw it on a great salad, throw it on
Caesar salad or something like that.
Yeah. Heat some more grits up. Throw some grits in the thing, heat them back up.
Right.
Chop that chicken, fold it in.
Yep.
You're good to go. All right, guys. So we got our provolone in the pan here. We're just letting these kind of roast down. Won't take long. You can go a little longer. You can pre-cook these if you want. I like to cook them right in this same pan. You can pick up all that delicious chicken bits down at the bottom. Right when we're ready, I'm going to drop my heat on this pan because we don't want it to go too much. But we're going to take a little bit of our sauce here, and we're going to throw it right in that pan. Okay? Again, then we're going to take our chicken, and we're going to go right back in the juice. Okay, so we're just going to bring it all back together. Again, everything's kind of humming together. Everything's hot, right? Some people always struggle at home. All the home cooks always tell me, how do you get everything together at once? How do I get it on the plate at the same time and it's all hot and ready, right? So you can kind of see how we're doing that. This stuff will hold, right? Get it back hot. It'll hold great. It's not going to cook to burn. Finish the star of the dish at the end, right? So you want that chicken screaming hot out of the oven. You got your sauce that's boiling, and don't rush it. That's the main thing, is don't rush it. If you need a minute on something, don't finish this if your grits aren't ready to cook, to eat.
People can have a drink while they're waiting. Right?
Exactly. There's plenty of drinking to be done all day.
Got it.
All right, let's plate this thing.
Looks good.
So, we got our big beautiful plate. We're gonna take our grits first. This is gonna kind of help hold everything down on the bottom.
Those look amazing.
They are so good. We actually fold a little bit of goat cheese into these, and that kind of tartness from the goat cheese and those roasted green chilies is just so good. Okay, so this is kind of, again, this is almost a family portion, right, guys? We put two chicken breasts on there. Ronen eats this much for lunch, but most people won't, right?
It's true. It's true.
So we've got our sauce here, okay? We brought that up. Delicious, little savory, brothy sauce, our little pearl onions. I'm gonna take my onions and kind of tilt my pan, put a few of those down and around. I'm gonna take my sauce and I'm actually just gonna pour that right on the bottom. Okay, so we've got that beautiful gravy.
Amazing.
Beautiful gravy down at the bottom. Tomato jam. Drop of sweetness right on the top of that chicken. You don't want a ton, just want a little bit. And then we got our little toasted pistachios. Again, great crunchy texture. Get those down in that sauce. You're gonna, you don't want a lot. Doesn't need to be a ton, it's just a few. Okay, great little chicken entree. Easy to make, fun to make. Delicious, guys. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Yeah, Russ, you make it a lot of fun. Those of you who are watching this at home, it smells amazing. I can't wait to try it. Please visit us on the R+R Show. Russ and I will always be here to help you kind of cook your best food that you want to make at home.
Russell and Ronen Show, by the way, if you wanted to, if you were wondering.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
Thanks, guys.
it.
Take care.
Thank you.